Right, hello and welcome to another video. And here we are, me and Gary, up at Small Cluff in Nented. Now, we've filmed this before, but it was many years ago, using camera and lighting that wasn't as good as it is now. So we're going to go to the ballroom, show you lots of interesting features on the way. Obviously we can't show you everything because there is a lot, but we'll show you the main route, show you the main features, and we've also got our giveaway competition for our Fenix head torch and torch, which we shall be discussing the entry rules in this video later. But in the meantime, we're going to work our way to the ballroom, which is about a mile underground, do a look back and show you what we can see. So enjoy the video and see you in a moment. Right, and here's our first feature. Well, this is a site of tragedy and a bit of a warning about the dangers of abandoned mines. This shaft, I think it was 1981, it was the early 80s anyway. There was a team of scouts going along here, about 15, and they had a lead at the front, but nobody at the back. And the guy at the back, his headlight went out, so he decided to get the hell out of here. So he's feeling his way along, and unfortunately, at that time, this wasn't fenced off. So the poor guy fell down here. Not nice. And after that, they wanted to blast this mine shut, but due to local pressure, it was decided to keep it open and gate this thing off. Right, this junction is quite historic because to the right is the original horse level. The mine dates back to the 1600s. The horse level doesn't, this horse level doesn't work by shafts originally. Well, that's the original horse level, and they worked their way down there, found some ore, but it was not successful, so they gave up. And another company came along, worked further left, and came across massive deposits. I think it's about half a kilometre long flats. You'll see what a flat is in a moment. But it became so large that they later had to build this, which is the crosscut into the workings. But before we go and have a look at that, we are going to go that way and have a look at a very nice room. And you can see here, that looks, maybe, I thought that was a blast mark, but it may not be. So, right, we'll continue down there and have a look at this room. Right, we're just going to cut off the main level here. Sorry if you get any dodgy camera, but obviously it's not easy to walk up here. We're going to go into this little room, as you'll see. Quite steep, but this is made for the horses to get up and down, the ponies. And as we get to the top here, you will see this room, which is stunning. Put my light on higher. And there we go, this is the best I've ever seen it because the lighting is now far superior, especially with this new Fenix head torch we got, which we'll discuss later. But this room is a Kibble room. So where Gary is there, under that arch, is a shaft. So you've got your ore and the ore buckets going up and down this shaft, which I'm not going to get too close to. We'll try and look from the other side in a bit as well. But you've got the stuff going up and down that shaft, and on top of this platform you see the remains of, I think that's a Kibble, I'm not sure, but you would have had your machinery here pulling those ore buckets up and down. Now I suspect in the middle, and there's possibly a hole point there may have been a wheel which the horses and ponies would rotate, and that would be the power to bring the coal carts. Right, apologies for that, I was rudely interrupted by the camera being full for some reason, but yeah, so they would go up and down, rotate that, and yeah, live a life down here. Usually staffed by ladies, I'm told. So there you go. And that's the little kit in the corner there. That may be the thing that went in the ceiling, actually. There it is. And that's the way we came in. So if we travel along here, you'll see this is back down the ramp. As we come around here into this room here, watching very carefully with our footage. Don't get too close to the edge of shots, you never know, because the end might be a bit weak. And you can see down there, so there's a lower level. And that up there is the room we were just in. There we go. So, over just along here, and you can see why Gary's looking up, because above his head there is someone working, so you can see all the wood is still in place, getting nicely calcified there. Yeah, I'm not sure what condition that would be in, but there's a lot of calcification. You can actually see here where it's calcified right over the wood there. And the wood is actually slightly rotted away inside, I think, leaving a calcified shell. That's quite nice. Nice. And you've got these sort of formations, very fine formations coming down here, and the calcite on the walls here. Very nice. There's fine formations actually come down here as well. Don't know if you can see them in the camera, but there they are. So we shall now continue on. You can see the rock here has changed, and there's a lot of like boulders in it, and just in this little section here. So this is the vein, and then it's going back into the normal rock. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the letterbox. We've just come over this collapse here. There you go. And this is very slippery up here. And obviously with there being a collapse at the far end, you've got to get through a hole. It's not the worst of holes, but it's known as the letterbox, or the post box, not sure which. I think after the last video, yes, Gary's repaired his trousers. So there you go, that's what you have to get through. And as you can see by my feety here, once you're through there, got a little bit of crawl. It's not too bad. You see Gary's just stood up there. Yeah, you got a little crawl to get through, and it's actually blowing wind through here. So that's nice. It cools you down a bit. So here we are in one of the drifts. I thought I'd have a quick demo of what this torch looks like in the drifts in a different mode, the HM71 of Fenix, which you'll have the opportunity to win in this video. So let's have a look at the different modes. That's what I usually walk around in. That's the high, well, second setting. So let's go, there we go. That's the lowest setting. That's medium. That is high. And that is turbo. That's the one that lasts 3 hours, where it will step down after about 15 minutes because of heat. So let's have a look at the floodlight on this. So if I hold that down, yeah, floodlight's on. That is, I don't know how well it's shown on camera, that's actually the lowest level. And if you, what do you reckon, Gary? If you were stuck in a mine, you could actually get out with this, if needs be? Yeah, you could easily get out with this. You'd have to take your time, but you definitely used to get out. And then that's low. Next one. And it's quite a warm light, that one, so that's nice. And that's full power. Just checking out, is the floodlight, because it's quite effective in here. Very warm light, so yeah, that's nice. Let's continue, and I shall show this in a big space in a moment. Right, Gary is just crawling through the first ore hopper we come to on this trip. Now, it's good practice not to touch these, because they can be solid. I reckon this one is relatively solid, but they can also, depend on the environment, if it's a wet environment, these can be soggy as hell and your finger will go through them. So if we come to the side of it and look up, there we go, this is where the Fenix comes in handy. There we go. You can see right up into the workings, and there's some railings going across there with, so I reckon people have been up there using maypoles and stuff, or they probably use this to get up, but I'm not that brave, so no thank you. Instead, we're going to continue along here and show you something, the first incredible bit. Right, just walking along here, and we come into this chamber, and this is the first of the flats. Believe it or not, this is a small one. You can see Gary there, and Gary would be so kind just to walk onto that plateau there. You can get a sense of scale just up there on the right hand side, just you can see Gary will give you a sense of how large this is. Well, there you go. So this is a flat. So these are flats are quite rare. It's usually slopes. You've usually got ore bodies going at an angle like that. But with the local geology, when the ground rose, it cracked horizontally. And these cracks filled with super hot fluids, which over thousands of years cooled down and crystallized the minerals out. So our mining friends have come along here and removed the ore, and this is what you have left. Now the main ore level goes through there. We will be going that way eventually, but we're going to have a quick look down there at the horse level and show you why we're not going down there. Okay, just travelling through there, and we come to this section here, which has got this lovely arching, and you can see it goes left and right. Now this is the original horse level. This bit here is collapsed inside, which is a shame, because on one plan I've seen that goes for quite a distance. So it would be nice one day to see if we can get that open again, but there's a lot of shale around here, so it may be buggered beyond. But left, this goes to Ramp Go via a sump. Not going to go along there today. As you can see, it's a little bit rickety, and there's crawls and stuff to do up there if we go that way, so that's for a different video. And right this way is the original horse level. Now you can see what's happening here, and it's degraded a lot in the time I've been visiting. You see this here, it's bulging out. Now that you can see the top is okay relatively, but the bottom is being pushed out. What this is apparently is the ore here has been removed, or the rock. So this relieves the pressure on the ground, and the ground eventually starts to rise, pushing the bottom of the thing out. A lot of people don't realise that. So yeah, just along there it's collapsed, so we're not going to bother going down there today. But remember, this is the main horse level. We'll be asking questions later, because we'll be showing you more of it as we intercept it again. Right, we're just setting up to take a photograph of our little thing there, and just notice on this side here, grass. Yes, you may be bored by grass, but this is original grass, so this is several hundred-year-old grass. And this is also useful for science, because obviously grass grows in the environment that was present at the time. So by analysing that, they can get indicators on how the environment was at that time. So it's quite valuable stuff for science. Right, we've decided to come and have a look at that left bit just a little bit. So you can actually see it's 2/3 arch. The arch only goes 2/3 because no need to do any more work than necessary. But it is beautiful arching. It's got this sort of, I think it's like sulphur growing on it as a secondary mineral. You can see it's all twisted all over the place. Very pretty. And just look at this here, this stunning arching. Made with very, very tiny bricks on this one. It's an incredible amount of work that went into this. And here, what, 200-300 years later, it's still surviving. Amazing. Right, we're just a bit further along, and this has grabbed Gary's attention, being a native of the northeast. Got some Newcastle brown ale, with a pull ring, which for those younger viewers, that means that's from the mid-80s at the latest. Mid-80s, and it changed that to what we got now, and some McEwens. I don't think, something tells me these are not original to the mine. McEwen's export, definitely exported down here. No date on it? No. Yeah, well, somebody might know. Well, yeah, we're just taking the mickey out of some of the more dramatic channels that go, whoa, wow, dude, look at that, dude. Yeah, a little bit calmer as British. But yeah, look at that. That is beautiful in its deadliness. That is really just hanging in there. You can see the ceiling beyond here. Just, go through here, and yeah, flat, doing the same thing. Wow. Yeah, we've just been looking at this lovely calcite, but they've actually a little cross thing to workings here, and they actually went to the bother of arching it. So I'm not going to go down there, but looks like there's quite big workings down there. There, looks like it goes away, and it goes that way as well. But getting down there with just two of us, yeah, I think that's a job for when there's more of us, so we can get back up easily. This is quite slippy by the looks of it, so we'll pass on that today, maybe for a future video. Right, I hate social pressure, peer pressure. Gary's got me down here, git. So, you have to get back up there in a bit. Which way? Shall we go that way? So it looks like it's quite large down there. Yeah, I might be able to get up there. So, yeah, look at this. This is a bit we've never seen before. Always good to find something new in a regular mine. But goes down here. Looks quite dry. And quite large. I never knew this was hiding away, but going into water. And it looks like a complete drift. Wow. Okay. I'll come back when we find something.
Oh, getting deep there.
Roger. Hello, we're moving up to, we're here now.
It's the way top.
Mine's already leaking. Okay, that's the answer to that. I literally looked past Gary. There's the end in that direction. So, we don't need to get too wet. We'll go back and have a look at the other end. Okay, we just come back and come the other way. And this leads into a chamber. Or chamber. So there's a cool through there, but it says dead end on it, so not bother with that because it's very sharp. And our way out, there's a way out that way, which we passed earlier, so I'll try that one. Right, we are in one of the smaller flats. You can see on the left hand side these big piles of rocks. These are what's known as deads, because the miners didn't get paid to remove any rock that didn't have ore in it. They would stack it inside the mine if possible and just use it to improve airflow. That saved a lot of effort, and up there you can see a lot more of them. I'm just looking for the horse, any signs of the horse level continuing, but it looks like it's still way beneath us. But yeah, so continues for a while like this, up and down. I'll just take you around this corner here. There we go. And if Gary passes me, we get a good sense of scale. Oh, we get a good sense of scale as he goes up there. There we go. Whee! You can do star jumps in here, just about. Okay, I hope you're listening when I told you to do your homework, because here is at horse level again. We're intercepting it. This is used for SRT training. Usually see bolts over there, not today. And it goes down to a blockage there. Looks like it's backfilled, so no point going down there. Wait, You really do need SRT unless you're a really good climber. We know some of them, but we are not good climbers, so we now continue that away. Okay, don't know why the camera will pick it up, but there's a lot of lead shining back at us. I can see it just about all along there. Yes, one of the chambers, there's a little bit of the old left, nothing worth picking at, but you can definitely see it shining back at you. Another low one, lovely, but we are rewarded in a moment with the main horse level. Alright, Gary's huffing and puffing because we had to do a little bit of a crawl there. But as we come down here, you can see we're back on the main horse level. Looks a bit rough up there, but I'll just show you around this corner. This is all the nice arch bit. This does go to a collapse. So I can feel a good airflow at the moment, but there you go. Wonky up there. Lovely. Yeah, so if you travel along this arch bit, that's what meets you at the end. Very collapsed, and looking back at where we've just travelled from. Yeah, you've come across this. You can actually do this entire route up there, but it's a lot more hard going. You can see there a large shot, so that lets us know they were going this way when they dug it. Either that, or sometimes it's from later widenings, but they tend to be shorter and go in or down angle. So I think that's an original one. And let's go through here. Got this chamber as well. That's another way we could have come through. Which leads to this gorgeous arch. We'll have a nice walk through here and show you. It's a very dry section, this, because above it is a layer of clay. So that keeps this very dry. And there's a very dry, so look, yeah, all hopper. And you can see here, there's a hole there, and above it you can see carbon deposits from carbide lamps, which used to use down here. Oh, sorry, not carbide lamps. Oh, the candles, I forgot what they call them now. Tallow candles, that's the guys. And so come out of there, you can look back on the arch there. Nice. And ahead, more flats. One thing that makes this mine extra special is this here, which is a limestone coating. You can see a hole here which lets you see behind it how it's constructed. But yeah, this is quite rare in any mine, and I think this is the only one I've ever seen it in. And it's still got its rails too. There's another hole. You can see the dead stacked behind it. And there's the limestone mortar. And there's Gary taking a photo, so I'm going to turn my lights off here so I don't disturb his photographing. Right, here's one of the main junctions, and dead ahead is the main route. Left goes nowhere, it's just loads of stacked deads. And if you go right, you can see something very nice down here in one of the few sections that's actually wet in this area. American miners will call this a wet mine. We class this as a puddle. You come down here past these original ladders. You can have a look up into this manway ladder. There's actually a rope in there so you can do SRT, but not today. There you go, some workings up there. That's where the ore would come down, and that's where the men would have come down. You can tell the side the men came down because that's the side the structure's on. The ore side is nice and smooth. So, right, we're just walking through the flats, and as you look up into this chamber here, you can see all these black marks. Those would have been from the tallow candles, which they used to light the place up. So yeah, didn't have much light, and the light they did have was filthy, and it's made of animal fat, so these things actually stunk. Because the miners had to pay for the candles, sometimes they'd take them home and use them there. The wives did not like them using them at home because they stunk, so used to get them into trouble. Right, just along here we have a rare feature as well, an air door, which is very in good condition. Stuffed with grass. I think you can see that there, you can't. But yes, it does have an issue with people writing on it, which is why they've got do not write on this door. It's usually open, so never seen it shut. Oh no, there's a mine behind there. Yeah, so it's an incredible survivor, this door. It's been cleaned off recently, but yeah, usual issues. Oh well, another ore hopper as we go through this, and suddenly a nice blast of cold air. Lovely. And as we walk up here as well, we get yet another ore hopper and some carbon marks from where somebody's been working there. Another example of how dangerous these places can be. This is recent. The whole section of roof, even though that roof looks stable, there's a whole section peeled away and come down onto the horse level. That's huge. That would have spoilt your entire day if that had hit you. Right, another famous feature of this mine is this big rock going across the top. See there. And there is an issue with it now because somebody, naming no names, decided they wanted the lead out the corner here. The result of which is the entire block cracked through. So that's, these days, not a place you want to hang around. But just past there, got another lovely arch there. Isn't that nice? Right, just coming down this offshoot, and you can see here the remains of a manway hopper, but of even more historical interest, apart from these points here, we have along here, just so this tape here to try and keep you out, but along here you can see horse hooves and miners prints, original ones. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and do some photogrammetry on this, so you got a 3D model of it to have a look at. There we go. Right, Gary's just going down to some lower workings, because there's a nice big chamber I'm going to show you down there. Right, and at the bottom of there, we are rewarded with some workings. I see a nice arch down there. Whoa, slippy. And yes, it goes quite a distance in all directions. Quite a large workings, this one. I forgot what it's called, but we are heading for the echo chamber down there. Right, as we walk through here, you can see the echo chamber. We'll get Gary go down the other end so we can actually see full scale. But yes, it does echo quite a bit. Well, while he gets in position, let's have a look behind us. And there we go. Nice, huge wall behind us. There we go. The arch. And I think, there we go. This is a good place to demo this head torch. So we'll set that up and do that. Okay, so this is the second setting, which is the one that I use to walk around the place. You see there's Gary, it's quite light, quite bright. So this is the HM71R. So if I go to the, that's the lowest setting. So that's the lowest in this big cavity, you can see there. We then have the next one. See sweep, quite bright. And then there's that one. And then I think that's the turbo one. So that's the one that lasts 3 hours but steps down after 15 minutes due to heat. So that's the main spotlight. So let's have a look at the floodlight in here. Right, so that's the emergency one, which if you look down here you can see clearly, but over there obviously not. You can see a lot of dust when this one's on in here. So that's the second setting. That's actually quite bright. I was quite amazed by that. I actually thought that'd be a lot dimmer than that. And then we got the third one, also respectfully bright, especially as this goes, even on the highest setting, is going to last 40 odd hours. And was it 8 hours? I'll look on the spec sheet. And the highest for the floodlight, quite a warm light, as I said. So there we go. Right, let's put this back on spot. And on the highest setting. Gary, you are free to put your lights back on. Thank you very much for your assistance. Right, so if you want to win this one, which is the HM71R, or the torch that we have, which is the LD12R, what you need to do is give me that bloody Fenix light in the comments. And then just to show that you've actually watched this part of the video and not just come into the video, read the comments and cut and paste, just put 4 random numbers at the end of that comment to confirm you've actually watched this part and not just read the comments. And what we'll do, the prize will close on the Sunday the 7th of January 2014 at 5 p.m. GMT, and at 7 p.m. GMT we'll be doing a live draw. All comments, relevant comments, you must be a subscriber. Unfortunately, this is for UK viewers only. You must be a subscriber and like the video. We will check. And all comments, all entries will be given a entries will be given a number, and then we'll use a random number generator to choose one for the head torch and one for the torch on the 7th. So good luck with that. Right, here we are at the other end of the chamber. I'm just looking back at that wall, so you can see it's a huge wall. So a lot of effort went into this place, but we're about to go and see somewhere even larger. Okay, we're close by, and there's a right, which you're going to check out in a minute. But here we have this rail going up to workings. Now, the problem I've got short, dumpy legs, so I can never get up these. It looks like the remains of a manway hopper there. There's that. And that, I think, goes to something, but there is, obviously it goes to something. Well, a stupid comment. There is here a sump. You can see fungus growing on it. I think it's dry rot. And down there is more stuff to see, but not today. I'd need some SRT to get down there. So let's have a look to the right here. I've been down here before, but it was a long time ago and I can hardly remember. We've got what looks like the remains of the frame of a cart here. Very off. Smells funny. What an unusual smell. You smell that? It looks like it comes to a dead end. It does. Ah, yes. I thought there was something special about this. Of course, although it comes to a dead end. There is a raise hiding there. I don't think we can climb that, but no. Oh, there's nothing to climb to. It looks like it's dead. So there we go. Just around the corner, I got this arch here, and look up here. Actually got a piece of wood integrated into the dents there. I'm sure some of the shape of that has been moulded by the bricks over the years, but yeah, that's quite unique, even in this mine. It's the only place I've seen that sort of feature. Okay, we're just coming through the arching, and here's another piece of wood that's sort of shaped by time and mouldy and all sorts. That's where we've just come through. Not much to the left, but we've just come from the right there and continuing on this way. So if I put my light on here, and we keep going. We will see more arching the hills, and keep going this way. And follow along here. We're not far away. We shouldn't be far away. Another ore hopper there. Here's the junction we're after. Garage just ahead. And if we turn left, follow this one. So we go ahead there. Go just past this ore hopper here. Whoop. And we come out into eventually the wheel flats. Ta-da! There they are. The wheel flats, named because there's a wheel here. There used to be a sign, but that's gone. But there is a mystery about these wheels because they are narrow gauge, and there's no known narrow gauge system in this mine. You can see back from where we've come. There's the arch. You can get up to the fan flats from there, but that's hot, low, and hard work. So not today, maybe another video. We're going to go to the left there. Right, we've gone to the left, and that leads us to this sump here. In the Northern Pennines, they're called sumps, and you can see people doing SRT off it. I think this leads about 8 meters, something like that. Got to climb over this woodwork, drop down, and then there is workings down below. There's Gary, and up here you've got shale all along there. There we are. All collapsed. And we're going to go this way. Just along from there, the Gary going through a call, there's another sump here. I think this is the one that Mine Explorer UK used to get down. There it is. It's got a manway hopper down there. Yeah, it was a lot further than he was told. You just tie off that, and Gary's just gone through this lovely collapse here. Got this. Oh, nice. I'm gonna work my way through that. Right, here's a nice little feature. An unassuming little chamber where the arching finishes on the side there. But on the left hand side, they've actually curved the arch. I don't think there's any real neat reason to do that, but they have. Nice attention to detail there. Right, heading this way. Yeah, I think they've lowered it. Right, so up ahead is one of the crawls that leads into what is known as the small ballroom. Now, I'm going to try and film this live, so you'll understand if the camera work is a bit dodgy, but you know, not the best and easiest conditions. In fact, it's so low I'm having to throw my bag through separately. So, as you can see there, that's Gary. That does seem lower. Or is it just me getting fatter? So it's not a far crawl, but it is a tad low. And doing this with the camera is doubly fun. Okay. Oh, my helmet is on the ground. Right. Oh, the fun of mine exploration. See, it's not all fast cars, yachts, and fast women. Some of it is hard work. Right, okay. So, what we're rewarded with here is just going up an unusual feature which I've not seen anywhere else. Only seen this here, and it's this little thing. I have no idea what this is, and I don't know anybody so far who's been able to tell me exactly what it is. Dodgy can work, sorry. But yeah, it goes around here and comes out there. So don't know what that is, but in this mini ballroom you can actually best see pockets of galena shining back at you. So we'll be going to its big brother soon. It's got a very flat roof. Yes, I am panting on video. You try my exploring and commenting at the same time, and then come back and complain about the panting. Some people. Anyway, let's crack on. Big thank you to Gary, because he's putting himself out for this bit of the video. Because this is Hetherington's Crosscut, notorious 100-yard crawl. Not going to show you in here because it's a ball ache to do as it is, so it's hard enough without filming, so not filming. But we'll see you on the other side. Right, here comes Gary, wishing he'd never bumped into me ever. That day outside of Ramp Gill. Because the torture I put him through. Right, so we are now at the other end of that crawl, Hetherington's Crosscut. Whew. Could be worse. We could be going that way. I've never taken you that way, Gary. Gets a bit wet. That's for another video. But we're going to go that way. And I'll just put this on for a second. First thing you notice going this way, with more power, is, there we go, that the floor beneath you is not solid. There are dips in it. That is because we're on false floors. The working's going beneath us. If you were to jump, which I'm not going to do, you can hear that it's quite hollow beneath us at the moment. And just tiny little patches there that are arched. This is actually technically known as Long Cluff. It's the older mine. This actually is the part that dates back to the 1600s. Worked by shafts initially until it was connected through to Small Cluff via Hetherington's and the 9 collapses, which are that way. Is that fresh? Don't know. There's a lot of growth on it, so maybe not. Maybe it's just me. And this thing, which looks like it's been held up by that post, it isn't. And just along here, got looks like fresh fall there. And workings there. Imagine working up there with just a candle by yourself. Amazing. And the orange here is sulfides that have grown since the mine, since it was worked. That's called secondary mineralization. You can see the false floors here because the ground has dipped beneath the rails. See, the rails are no longer sitting on the ground. So there we go. Right, and more of this here. You only get the stoping in Long Cluff, you don't get it in Small Cluff. Weird. Okay, around the corner, and you can tell that this is older because this is a coffin level, so it's dug by hand and it's no wider than it needs to be for carts and men to get down. You can see here actually it's smooth where the cart's been dragging against the wall. See that? So that's how narrow it was. The carts were hitting the walls. So, and there's more stopage up here going way up. Right. Okay, there's some stemples. Some of these were put in to monitor movement, and yeah, that's not necessarily a good sign because that one's been squished. Now, this makes me wonder because there's marks here, right up here, as if something's been rubbing this. Either that or it's a foot wall, but they don't usually have sideways marks. That's well rubbed there, it's shiny. So I'm wondering if it's been higher originally and it's come down. I do not know. Let me know if you worked in this mine originally in the 1600s and you do know. Yeah, here's a pretty little chamber. It goes off into the main drift And down here, got another level which goes nowhere. Dead stacked precariously up there. And that's the way we are going. Right, we're just coming through this arching. And what you'll see here is the outer chamber for the ballroom. And if we go through here, see all this crazy arching here? That's mad. And we can go through here and through here. We're about a mile underground now. I'm coming to this chamber, which is known, you can hear it echoing, as the ballroom. And it is quite the vast space. And it was actually, why is it called the ballroom, you may be asking? Well, that is because I think it was 1911. The local dignitaries had a ball in here. The miners brought them down on carts and they had a Christmas ball here over 112 years ago at this point, in a few days. And when they broke back into here in the 1980s, there was actually on the floor crockery, bits of plates and stuff left from that event, which is quite amazing. It's quite an amazing room. There used to be a football in here, so once you reached here you'd have a game of football. There's also a visitor book you can sign in to say you've been here. You can see the amount of carbon marks from candles on the side. So this one would have been one massive body of ore. Huge. Yep, so walking back, and I've got the torch on full power, and you can see it's quite bright in here. And if we go this way, you've not only got this main body with massive body of ore that would have been here. They really hit the pay dirt on this day. But it also goes that way. Doesn't go far that way. Just goes there, where you can see. But yeah, they really hit the pay dirt on this one, and it's historic because of that event that took place. So that is the ballroom. Right, here we are, just around the corner, and this is one of the most difficult photography challenges and video challenges, because this is known as the upside down river. What's going on here is it's 100% humidity here, so this camera's actually picking it up, which is amazing. You can see on the ceiling it's all glittering. That's because there's water droplets all over it. And it looks really good, but it's notoriously hard to photograph. Let me see if I can give it a shot. But yeah, that's the upside down river. That's quite beautiful. Wow. Right, as we are near it, no trip to the ballroom is complete without paying homage to Mr. Archer. So here he is, just down on the right hand side, walking against these points. And if we look at there, there's a footwall, very shiny. The footwall of a fault, nice and shiny. And there's Mr. Archer. Archer, August 23rd, 1855. And 1, 2, 3 carts, a horse, and somebody riding it. He is traceable through the census, so that is original, and that's very, very special. This is the only sort of ochre artwork. We've got some engraved ones and some other mines, but this is the only sort of ochre artwork I know of. So yes, it's very, very nice.